G'day, listeners. This episode is proudly brought to you by our major sponsor, supshq.com.au. Use code BENS15 at checkout to receive 15% off on your next purchase. What is happening, listeners, followers, viewers, YouTubers, subscribers, Spotifyers, whatever platform it is that you are or watching this or listening to this on? Welcome back to another episode of the Matter Mentality podcast. Now, in this episode, we are going to do our first update of 2023 and where the business is headed. As usual, what you guys know and are aware of is that we are trying our best to be as transparent and up to date as possible. Now, I took a bit of a dive with these in the back end of the year after prep. There was a lot to get through, get done, and get up to date with. And so we kind of missed updating you guys and keeping these coming, but it is something on my at least once a month list to get done, and that is update you guys on the direction of the business and where we're going. Main reason for this is that we are very much of the belief that if there is a model, if there is a formula or an equation to achieving a succeeding small business, then we're going to be we're going to be the ones to find out, because we are literally going through it. So we are, a learn from us sort of model here that if you're looking to do something similar, if you're looking to get into opening a coaching business or a small business or a service-based business, there is not much more that you can get than free access to behind the scenes. I seen this pretty heavily with Alex Hormozi. There's a lot he gives away. There's a lot of content behind the scenes and statements and advice and sales questionnaires, etc., that he goes through. And this is, our version of that and our attempt at giving you guys that, because it means that we are open. There's no secrets, there's no lies, there's no bullshit. The stuff that we do sell and the stuff we back and believe in is, we think, pretty good. So giving this sort of thing away for free is not really a big ask of us, I believe. But where to take off from our last catch up. So the last time we did a real business assessment, I think, was around the sort of peak of prep, and where that was heading. So obviously a lot's happened since then. Prep went really well. Obviously, you've listened to the updates and the post-prep episodes. If you haven't, if you're just here for the business stuff, we managed to get a gold medal in my division for Classic Physique in the state show, and made call-outs at the open bodybuilding show, which is good. I did not expect that. And then we moved to nationals for Classic Physique, where I made top 4 in my division, which is awesome. It means around the country in my division, I was essentially 4th place, which is pretty unreal. It was unexpected, but definitely a top to the end of the year, really, and what was happening. So from there, things went kind of crazy. So we had the post prep phase, realistically, where the idea was just to get healthy, your business back up and running, and sort of make sure that we were, still functioning, still operating, still providing service and business to clients. And we obviously also had our awesome documentary done by Wilson Media Co. So if you guys are ever looking at trying to get some video content, training footage, training content, photography in the gym, outside the gym, look up Phil and Wilson Media Co. He is fantastic. And from that, there was an explosion of interest. I would like to believe, purely because I was unavailable the last sort of 8 weeks, that it was already people waiting, but there was also people who saw the show, that saw the season, that saw our results and got interested and wanted to come aboard, which I'm never against. At the end of the day, you're signing up and I can sort of guide you and help you as much as possible. So to have that ability, regardless of where I place, was fantastic. But if the placing helped, so be it. I'm someone who backs my word and and does everything that I say I'll do, and does my best to make sure that I'm operating at my full capacity. So if that's what drew you in, fantastic. From there, there was about 12 consults in the space of 4 weeks post-comp, 5 weeks post-comp. And the craziest part to me, and this is something that our mentor clients will end up inevitably going through, is the sales rate we have had. No one's really come to us as a cold lead, if you will. Like, statistically speaking, a cold lead sale should be, I think, of every 100 you'll expect 3. So it's a 3% conversion rate. We are operating currently, and this is more of a recognition of data than it is a brag. We're running currently at 100% since March last year. This is the start of March. So realistically, we're traveling 11 months, with a client retention rate of 46 weeks, which is unreal. I'm not looking to overexpand my numbers. I'm not looking to overjack numbers. I believe in the quality of service that we provide versus the quantity of service we provide. And so for us, that's a huge deal to be operating at that average. Obviously, an average means that there's above that and below that, but on average, that is what we're sort of running now, which is fantastic. It's overwhelmingly appreciated, but obviously something is being done right there, and we are making sure that everyone is treated as best they can be and a part of the team. From there, so we got to the end of the year and things really started to take off. We started most of our onboarding for prep clients for this year and getting them rolling. So by the time I finished comp, it was time to get those who are waiting in the wings on board into the team. And then we started really diving into that. So I've realistically been running a 4-day training program for myself with SCAF, Elite Strength. We've been running that for the better part of since prep finished. So realistically, most of my focus for the next sort of 6 months is not so much on heavy training volume, but more so intense training volume and making sure that the business is operating at full capacity and we are expanding. So to sort of continue on from that, made sure that each day and each session and each consult is taking off and doing what we need to do. To finish off December, we also we started working face-to-face twice a month out of 0W at Lutwyche, Windsor in Brisbane. So opening that up to clients for extra sessions or face-to-face sessions to get some more out of our training and just get a chance to be face-to-face and drive the extra intensity as a coach. It is something that I miss doing, though I love the ability with online coaching to be in the gym with someone and guiding them and sort of showing them the principles, the concepts, the higher performance echelons where training capacity can be pushed and what true intensity feels like and looks like and how they can actually feel a muscle versus what they think they're feeling. I do miss all of that. So to be in there twice a month, is a really good opportunity for me to not only give back to clients, but also improve, have some fun myself with what we do. So it's a big appreciation to the boys there, especially Matty Stenzel at 0W. It is a fantastic facility. It's very underrated for where it is and what they have. So for me, it's basically just a big playground to take my clients through and get the most out of our training. From there, we had a really amazing opportunity at the end of 2022 to jump on a workshop with Coach Cav. This opportunity, if you've been following the podcast, you would have watched the interview, to have a chance to sit down and be a part of his end of year wrap up and year in planning workshop was an unreal opportunity for us to see how the guys at the top do it, how they set a year up, how they execute a year, how they look forward to a year, how they plan it out, how they tick boxes, and kind of what we can do better and look at and improve to make sure we're doing the same thing. Just because you aren't at the same scale size yet doesn't mean you can't operate at the same level. This is the same principle that I teach everyone, that when we discuss high performing elite athletes, elite performers, you don't have to be an elite bodybuilder to start acting like an elite bodybuilder. You don't just become an elite NFL player or rugby league player. One day you actually have to live and act as an elite athlete, as an elite star, as an elite performer to get there. So for us, that's not saying that we're elite by any means, but simply saying that, in order to achieve that level or to reach that goal, you don't just gradually become it, or you don't just, one day decide, oh, now I'm going to be it. You have to put those things into practice and put those things in place ahead of time so that when the time comes and you're there, you are already acting that way. You're already behaving that way, carrying your business that way, carrying your systems that way. So it can handle the load, it can handle the stress, it can handle the capacity of people coming through the door, or the people coming to your business, or the people or the demands of that training style. You need to be it before you become it. That is really how it works. You don't just become great, you don't become successful. You don't just become a new business. You don't just become a new athlete. You are already doing those things, and then people will see the overnight success. So that was a really great opportunity for us. It was 2 a.m. our time. I think it was 11 a.m. American Central Standard Time, maybe, if that's the right term. But basically, for 2 a.m. for us on New Year's Eve, we got to sit in amongst a 30 or 40 person workshop for 4 hours with some of the smartest minds to do what they do, and just see and sit back, participate, be involved, listen, ask questions, answer questions, expand information. It was a really awesome experience for me to be able to actually answer questions around performance, supplementation, client health markers and stuff like that. So that was a really amazing opportunity for us. And that led to our next big announcement that will be coming out in the next few weeks. So I'll probably update everyone on that big announcement by the time February's episode rolls around, but it is a big deal that we aren't quite ready to share yet, unless you're, following the socials and that sort of thing. You probably have some glimpse of it, but by the time the next episode comes out, that'll probably be in full swing, and we can talk a bit more about it and kind of what it provides and what the announcement is. But the big one to finish off the month also is that we also took on, or am starting, our newest staff member, or our newest coach, Tom. If you follow prep, it is Tom Axelson. So he is a client of mine. He is also a big team player of Matter and my training partner when he's healthy. And we went through prep together, we went through posing together, went through everything together at the back end of last year. So he knows what he's doing. He's been there. He's been in the trenches of it. We're working on his niche of clientele. So around performance, around sports performance, around sports specific training, around conditioning, around hypertrophy, body composition, lifestyle and general weight loss. You're going to get a sort of basically still the same standard of Matter Athletica, just not in the sense of getting on stage. You don't have to be a prepping athlete to work with him. You have to be an elite performer to work with him. Looking more at just taking people that want optimized training and improving lifestyle functions, general nutritional adherence, and being a bit more aware of their nutrition intake, to make significant changes and be held accountable and live up to their values and follow their goals. That is what Tom will be doing, and we have absolute faith in his ability to do so. He is not going to deliver anything less than the standard set by us as a business and coaches, because that is what we do. So having Tom a part of the team is going to be an awesome experience, and we'll be looking forward to seeing where we can take that in 23. The other thing that is obviously on everyone's mind is that the course is done in terms of content. We are now looking at the upskill content that will come with it. So we're looking at the more advanced stuff. So periodizations of nutrition, performance and mindset psychology. So we're looking at additional content to add that will involve expanding those realms that are a bit more unique to what we do. So, understand a bit more about the nutritional side of phasing and periodizing nutrition for growing, for cutting, for planning a growth block, a hold phase, a maintenance phase, a rapid cut phase. We'll go through a bit of the protocols involved in that, and really open that up. We'll do, I think I'm looking at writing some more case studies for some of the hypertrophy models, looking at where to hold, looking at where to grow, to push volume, metrics to increase and look for, even check-in assessments. Generally, again, like we said with this course, what we're trying to do is realistically create an opportunity for whether a new or existing coach that's looking to improve, or just simply someone who enjoys training and has never really been that serious before, or wants to get a bit more serious about their own training education in case they do want to become a coach, or they just simply don't want to pay for a shitty coach anymore and they're sick of working with crap. Because that is the expectation we're placing is that you either upskill, you either get a part of the new standard, you are at the baseline of that standard, or you get left behind. And that isn't that I'm better than anyone. It's just simply that when we're hearing from clients across the Bros with Brains podcast, across Elite Strength, Matter Athletica, it doesn't matter where you are, we're hearing similar premises and we don't like it. So, instead of bitching and mouthing off about people or causing problems behind people's backs and talking things about the industry, we're just simply going to create change, and we're going to make things better, and we're going to improve the standard that is out there and encourage others to see that it can be better and that they should be a part of it. So that is the plan for the course coming out in 23. Now we're expecting that to be done around Q1. So in future, if we reference to that, you can sort of expect completion around Q1 to be the point that it's at least beta testing, and we'll be looking for participants to the content of the course. But ideally, it'll be even up and running by then. The big thing will be that I'm back to uni this year. So it's going to be the first time I'm judging an actual growing business and a training cycle for myself, onboarding new coaches, system practices, further study, further psychology study, further content study, further biochemistry, physiology, anatomy study, trying to upskill as much as possible, still have the 2 to 3 personal development courses that I keep as my KPI for myself as a business, to make sure that I'm taking those over on top of university, because uni is obviously my long-term goal focus. It is not just about coaching. So I do need to keep up to date with current literature and obviously keep credentials up to date as well, especially around ISSN and nutrition. So we'll be keeping those relevant as much as possible. But yeah, so that's pretty much like as current as I can give you in terms of the business, short of giving away exact finances, which, you know, you still get the premise without needing to know that. That is what we're up to. So for future episodes, where I'll try and keep these at once a month, bare minimum. If I get to 2 a month, that'll be fantastic, but we will see how that goes when I remember, when I have energy. You know, things are still expanding and getting a little bit better, so we need to be conscious of that. And yeah, we'll go from there. But that is it from me, guys. Before I ramble for much longer, thank you for tuning in, listening, and I hope you guys are off to a fantastic start to 2023.